Hey guys, if you live in Assembly District 92, this is portions of Dunn and Chippewa County, right here in Wisconsin. If you support the Second Amendment, if you support protecting freedom and the freedom of people to defend themselves, their families, their loved ones, their communities, you're going to want to hear about your two candidates coming up on the November 5th general election ballot. I'm Ben Dorr. I'm the political director for the Wisconsin Firearms Coalition. And I'm going to do a very quick breakdown on these two candidates and where they stand on gun rights issues. All right, we're going to kick this right off. First, we're going to talk about current state representative Clint Moses. The first thing you need to know about Moses is that he filled out his Wisconsin Firearms Coalition candidate questionnaire 100% pro-gun. He understands public safety. He understands freedom. He understands the ability for people to be able to defend themselves rests in protecting those Second Amendment rights. So he filled it out 100% pro-gun, but he also has a 100% pro-Second Amendment voting record. That means he supports laws like constitutional carry, stand your ground law, common sense pro-gun laws that have been passed in actually more than 50% of the rest of the country, and it's driving crime down and people are more safe as a consequence. So he supports these pro-gun laws, stand your ground, constitutional carry, the Second Amendment Preservation Act, etc. And he's a no vote on useless gun control that they're trying to pass in Madison. These are nothing more than leftist talking points designed to advance an agenda that's not about public safety at all. So because of this, Clint Moses has earned himself an A rating with the Wisconsin Firearms Coalition. If you see him out and about on the campaign trail, be sure to thank him for being proud in his support of constitutional rights that need to be protected so that people can protect themselves. That's what this is about, right? Now we're going to move over. We're going to talk about Democrat Joe Plouff. First thing you need to know about Joe is that he was last in office back when I was a young child. So apparently he wants to have another go 20 years after he was last in the assembly, I guess. First of all, he refused to fill out his Wisconsin Firearms Coalition candidate questionnaire, but there's no surprise there at all. Frankly, candidates who intend to attack Second Amendment rights don't tend to fill out pro-gun organizations' candidate surveys because they don't want to tell us that they intend to go and do that. But a quick look on his website shows a whole section on common sense gun legislation that we need to have passed, et cetera, et cetera. What he's talking about is red flag gun confiscation laws. We don't need red flag laws in Wisconsin. We already have laws on the books that if somebody is showing signs that they might be a danger to themselves or others, that person can be held for up to 72 hours. They can do a psych evaluation on them and find out if they're actually a danger to themselves or others. And if it turns out that they are, additional action may be taken. We have laws that address this issue. Red flag laws allow guns to be taken away, but then nothing has to actually be done for the person who they claim is in mental and emotional distress. It's a gun grab, and it won't save lives whatsoever. Joe Plouff then supports gun registration, statewide gun registration through the universal background checks system. This is the number one issue of Tony Evers and the radical left. Many Democrats actually oppose this legislation, but Joe Plouff supports it because that's how far left he is. We don't need gun registration in our state. We need, well, frankly, because criminals don't obey those laws. Nobody's registering their firearms before they go and shoot up the inner city of Milwaukee. That's not happening. You know how many criminals are going through background checks to buy firearms? None. They don't do background checks. You know this. I know this. Clint Moses knows this. And Joe Plouff knows this, but Joe Plouff doesn't care. He does not care. He wants gun registration, and that's why Joe is an enemy of our Second Amendment rights and will stand up for the radical left, for Bloomberg's personally funded gun control organizations, and for a leftist agenda that Wisconsinites do not want. We need the ability to protect ourselves, our families, our neighbors, our communities, and passing gun control is not a way to get that done. It's a good way to make sure that criminals stay armed and law-abiding citizens get disarmed. That's how this legislation works. Joe Plouff doesn't care, and that's why he gets an F rating from the Wisconsin Firearms Coalition. We all know that Assembly District 92 is a swing district, right? It can go one way or the other. And so what's happening is Joe Plouff is doing this sort of moderate talking points, this, can't we all just come together and shake hands and get dinner together? They do the moderate rhetoric, and then they get there and they vote as far left as the party demands. We've seen this over and over and over again. And again, that's why Joe Plouff has earned himself an F rating with the Wisconsin Firearms Coalition. Guys, I'm asking you, get your friends, your family, your neighbors, everybody who lives in these counties, get them out. Vote pro-gun. Vote in favor of our constitutional Second Amendment rights. Wisconsin is such an important state in the federal election as well. And with the redistricting that happened in Wisconsin, forced on the state by the radical left, there is a chance that things go hard left in November for the state assembly, which is it's far more important than what happens at the federal level. So get your friends, your neighbors, your family, everybody, drag them off the couch, get them to the polls, vote pro-gun, and save our state.